1930, one man took that proverb to heart. This is the house that Harry Bennett built. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan his stately pleasure dome decree, where Alph the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. It was built on 152 acres of remote wooded lands in southeastern Michigan, and the fortifications designed into it would make even Citizen Kane feel safe. But what would possess someone, even in 1930, to build this kind of fortress? If you knew Harry, you'd know why. Harry gets things done in a hurry. That was Henry Ford's way of describing his chief of security, Harry Herbert Bennett. Bennett assembled the Ford Service Department in the early 30s. Some called it the largest private army in the world. Others compared it to the Gestapo. Harry's major assignment at that time was to keep the unions out of Ford Motor Company by any means possible. More often than not, those means were violent. When it came to strike breaking, Harry Bennett was the best. His brutal tactics made him many enemies, and after repeated attempts were made on his life, he and Henry Ford decided a safe house had to be built.
It's supposed to be a party house, basically. But it also became Bennett's fortress in the respect that he had the gunmen up on the roof, about 64 of them or something.
Susie and her family are the present owners of the castle. When they first moved in, they were astonished by the number of intricate passageways and secret compartments built into the house.
I haven't found anything extra. They must have found it all. Although we're looking. We're constantly looking for that extra tunnel, or that, we're always trying to figure out things.
This house is full of little safety features. For instance, behind this picture is a rope. This rope goes directly to the bell tower, and if ever Harry found himself in a jam, he pulled hard and help came running. Well, it wasn't like he needed a lot of help either, because around the house there was also dozens of secret little compartments, like this one. And he kept them all well stocked with handguns. In spite of all the security precautions that Harry took, they didn't work. And one day in this room, he was shot by one of his many enemies. He survived, and he added a couple special features to the house. One of the features he added gave his house its first castle-like appearance. He built 2 turrets that towered over his fortress. Inside each turret is a spiral staircase, running from the very bottom to the very top. At the top were a lot of men with machine guns. But suppose the intruder got past Harry's guards. At the bottom of each turret, and accessible from different points within the house, were 3 tunnels, approximately 300 feet in length. A short run, and Harry would again be safe. Now, Harry didn't rely solely on armed men for his protection. These are actual dens where he kept living lions and tigers, and often roamed the catacombs. Harry was quite a joker, too. Sometimes he wouldn't tell his guests that the lions were running free. This is the east tunnel. It drops about 75 feet down below the house. It's interesting to note these steps. Each of them are a different size, so while Harry knew how to get down fast, anyone chasing him would very likely break his neck.
He definitely could have held out here a long time. Absolutely. He had storage in the tunnels. He had a secret room within a secret room in the tunnels that have the air vents and a light in there.
While Harry could have held out in his fortress indefinitely, his stranglehold at Ford Motor Company came to an abrupt end. Henry Ford II took control of the company in 1945. His first official act was to fire Harry Bennett. The very next day, Harry left his castle and Michigan, never to return. He died in a California nursing home in 1979. The castle itself was sold in 1948, and again just a couple of years ago, to Susie and her family.
It's fun.
Yeah.
That's the reason we did it. We were looking for something that the kids would really like, and for parties and everything else like that. And it's been just absolutely phenomenal.
Of course, no castle is complete without a ghost, but Susie believes that's one added extra this house doesn't have.
I would say no. I would know. I would know by the feel. of the house. Of course, now you have to understand, every time we have a party with the kids, you know that every time the radiators clank, that's supposed to be Harry Bennett walking, you know, and the kids just go, ah!
Who knows? Maybe the kids are right. After all, Harry always loved surprises.
Just amazing.